you're on the right channel. Stitching in Sequins, McKenna. It's all good. It's still me. Might look a little different, but don't worry. I want to do kind of what a lot of stitchers are kind of doing right now, that make videos kind of a wrap-up of 2018. I want to go through all my whips, what my plans are. I want to talk about my finishes that I've had this year, which I guess I should have polled before this video, but I don't want to take them off my wall, so if anything, we'll just get up and travel to the finished pieces. Gifts and thrift store finds and all of that jazz. So I hope you guys have been well since my last video. I hope you guys had a great Christmas with family and friends and a safe coming up New Year. So I know I had some questions in my last video. So I'm just going to bring those up now. Miss D, where have you been, lady? I totally thought about you the other day. Update video on my medical bathroom. I will have to do that. I'm going to need to find some like antique looking shelves and put up, because the little corner storage thing just isn't enough. But yes, medical bathroom update will definitely be in the future. I know. See, I appreciate all the nice words regarding 1884 stitchery. I actually received my 100th order last night, and that's just amazing that I would have gotten, that it would be what it is about a month into going live. So I thank everyone that has made an order on 1884, that sends me the nicest, loving, encouraging comments. Let's see here. I do ship worldwide, so if you are interested in anything on 1884, just send me an email, mckenna@1884stitchery.com. List what you're interested in, and then I can send you an invoice via PayPal, and then we can figure out shipping. There was a question. Someone had asked, it's going to be further down, I think. They were wondering why, I guess, people here in the US don't stitch their pillows from the side, but do the patch in the back. It's easier because you can just throw it on a machine, do it all the way around, cut open the back, fill it, and throw it. And you know that it's not going to be lumpy or indented. I would not have the patience to do a side seam, knowing my hidden seam would look like total shit. And if the tension's not right, then you might have like a little indent. I can't. I'm not going to put that much effort into it when I can do it this way. It's basically foolproof unless you cut this fabric, your stitch fabric as well, and not just the backing fabric. I just find it a lot easier. So, I mean, again, there's no rules when it comes to finishing. You've seen some of my crazy finishing, everything from burning to my ghetto ass framing. So there's definitely no rules when it comes, but you know, you do you finish it off however. Some people don't finish their stuff off and just put it in a box in the closet. I'm not cool with that, but it's your stitching. But yeah, shoot me any questions. Can we just talk about my hair for a second? I dyed it, is it a week ago? 2 weeks ago. It's not been 2 weeks, has it? I freaking love it. I love me with dark hair. Why did I do it? I was getting some grays and I didn't want the upkeep of hair if it was permanent. So this is just a demi-permanent. I don't want like the whole skunk look. I don't want some sort of huge upkeep where I'm having to go in, you know, every 6, 7, 8 weeks and get it done. I dread the day when that sort of happens. So I was like, it's demi-permanent. It'll wash out if I don't like it. I'm not making like a huge commitment. I grew out my hair to donate to Pantene, and they have so much hair for the next 4 years. They're not taking any hair donations after the end of the year. So I thought, why don't I kind of mess around with it on my own? So I got like a 1/2 inch trimmed off to clean up the ends, big whoop, and just went to the grocery store and picked a color off the pictures on the box, grabbed 2 of them because I have a lot of hair and thick, and was like, let's do this. Called up my mom, she came over and did it. She messaged me the next morning and asked if I still liked it or if I had any sort of regrets, and I don't. Even if I didn't like it, you just take like a harsh shampoo and it'll start, you know, coming out. But I love it. Joe loves it. Ayrton thinks I'm fabulous. Cal hates it. So you can't please everybody, but that's okay. Joe said that, you know, I said, look, I'm gonna, you know, introduce a new woman into our relationship, and she'll be over on Friday. So when he got home from, I think he was out dirt bike riding, the new woman was home. Ayrton thinks I look sexy, but he still prefers blondes. And Cal just, you know, Mom, you don't need to change for anybody. I said, well, Cal, I'm doing this for myself. Yeah, but you shouldn't change. And I said, Cal, don't be telling me this. Like, I know not to change for anybody. I said, but I want something different, and that's okay. But he just likes me original, no changes. So, whatever, live with a kid. I was down at the attic the other day for a little bit, and Miss K's Cross Stitch, I'll link her channel down below. Her family lives here in Arizona, close to the attic, and she came in and brought me this Frida handmade headband. And CK, I told you I would wear it in my next video. It wasn't yesterday. I got sidetracked antiquing, but I'm wearing it today. So thank you, Kay, so much. It was great to see you and meet your sister. Her sister is a talented, seems like very talented painter. And I'll see you in April. So it's video is going to be all over the place, but that's okay. Christmas here was very nice, low-key. Parents came over for dinner. Joe did a ham in the smoker. Joe got me a light. So I have a light from the fan, but I think because the glass is over it and you can only use such a minimum high voltage watt bulb, and then with the glass over it, I think kind of dims the light. So I knew I needed a light in here, and I had taken Cal's out of his room. Then he got all pissed at me because all of a sudden he missed his lamp, his tall one. So Joe got me a lamp for Christmas, and I love it. I moved some stuff around. Whoop. I can never do this. I put up my 2 diamond paintings there. I still got my other ones I need to hang up. But yeah, I love the lamp. It just gives me a little extra light in here. There we go. And yeah, it kind of actually makes this room look a little bit larger. And that's what his first thing was when he came in here. He's like, did you get rid of some stuff? And I was like, no, it's the light. And he's like, wow, that makes a world of difference. He got me an iron, which would be insulting to a lot of women, their husbands getting them an iron. But I actually broke mine. I dropped it. It fell off my ironing board here. And I used it once and it was scary. So nixed that. So he got me a brand new iron. Haven't used it, but I'm excited to use it. What else did he get? Not too much because I'm, lucky enough with our living situation that if I do need anything, I can buy it. I got him a couple items, but otherwise, it's really no big deal, and we just kind of dote on the boys. Kel wanted to give me something, so we went into Michael's. I told him, here's your money. I will stand in front of you, in front of the cart, so I do not see what you're putting into the cart. I will say, I like this, I like this. You can decide whether you put it in the cart or not. So he picked out some DMC threads for me. He got me these variegated ones, and then 2 sparkly ones, of course. So he's like, what are you going to use it? What are you going to stitch with? And I'm like, I haven't decided yet. And then he got these pom-pom, well, they're not like pom-pom, but these kind of bright colored, I guess you would attach them to like, sorry about that. Attach them to your purse, and this one he liked because it had little eyes on it. So that was very sweet. Ayrton wrote us all letters telling us how fabulous parents we are, what he likes about Joe, singing him songs and putting him to bed. And he wrote a letter to me as well. I had ordered back in November diamond painting for him for Christmas, and it arrived like 5 days before Christmas. So he is a Vikings fan, so I got this and finished it up for him, and he absolutely loves it. It's a weird size, 11.5 by 8, so I'm still on the search for just a simple black or white, I can paint it, frame. But happy that Christmas is over and can kind of move on from all that. So, okay, I don't need that up anymore. let's do finishes. I have some finishes. I was in here sequestered last week. Ayrton was a little under the weather. Joe was. We weren't sure if Cal was. I was feeling perfectly fine, so I kind of quarantined myself back here and was stitching and got a finish. So I don't know when I started it. It was sometime this year. I'm gonna take this off because it keeps falling forward. I started it this year, I know, with a few people, Bendy, and I can't remember who else. And this is Master Macabre by the Cricket Collection. Let's go there. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm so happy that I'm done with it. I stitched this on 30 count periwinkle. I got it off of 123 Stitch, I think, a while ago. Slightly, my hot chocolate. Slightly, I do not like this angle whatsoever. Let's move. Let's move. Hold, please. It's just way too much glare. Let's use this box. Does that work? Let me turn the light off. Okay. But I had been totally procrastinating on this piece because I only had to do the moon. And I was not enjoying it because it was so freaking tedious. But it is done now, and I am so happy. I used the called for DMC. The only thing that I changed was the moon. It's supposed to be white, cream, whatever color. And I decided to stitch it in Krynic to give it a little bit of a shine. And I love how it turned out. I know Krynic gets a bad rap, and when I started it, I was thinking I should have probably done it in like Petite Treasure braid, but it wasn't that bad to work with. It really wasn't. So everything else I did 2/2, but the moon with the Krynic, I just did 1/2. And I think it's pretty fabulous. This, I think I'll be putting into the State Fair in 2019. Towards the end, I was using the hoop, so you can actually see the hoop mark there and here. It bothers me, but I don't think it's extremely obvious in person. So framed it up and then did a pretty back on it, which I know is a big change from my ghetto finishing, but I just secure it. And then this is usually just scrapbook paper, so they're the 12x12, and I can cut them down if need be. I use the 3M spray adhesive along the end, and it holds it down nicely. And then I just used a regular piece of tape to extend it. I write information on the back. I need to add hangers. and I can get this sucker up on the wall. Thrift store frame as well. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Are you done playing outside? Okay, are you done playing outside? Okay, take your shoes off. Actually, I want to move you guys up if I can. So let me grab. Okay. I also didn't finish, but framed. If you remember, I had started the Barbara Anna New World series. It was 5 parts total. I did 3 of them, and kind of just going through, you know, stash and stuff, I decided that I did not want to stitch the other 2. Had the 3 hanging up in my closet, wanted to get them framed up, and so I did. Probably my most non-favorable finish, frame job-wise. This is how I wanted to frame them up if I would have done all 5. I would have sewn them and made a seam, but I didn't want to possibly mess up on that. So all I did was fold them over the same amount, did an iron, and then just laid them on top of each other. And I kind of like that look that they're just stacked. Now, put them in this wooden frame. Now you see this, it's actually bias tape along the edges. I would not have added that. However, to get these to stick to the board, because they're just not laying in here flat, I sprayed some 3M adhesive just to kind of hold and tack them down ever so slightly. Well, over here there was a little, you can see right there, a little collecting of the adhesive, and when I put the fabric down and it dried and I came back, you could see it. It was totally stained. So I knew I had to put down something. Only thing I could think of was the bias tape along the edges. I like it, but I don't love it. But it's framed, and I can now, running out of space, hang it and enjoy it, and that's what matters. Did the back. The orientation of the frame was actually this way. So I just unscrewed and re-screwed it in. That's what she said. And now I can, or maybe that's what he said. Can go either way. And so now I can hang it. So this is the Barbara Anna series, A New World, 3 of the 5 parts. I also had combined all of those charts together, put them up on 1884 Stitchery to sell, and that's sold out. So Heather, I look forward to seeing you start them. Let's see, what else? What else did I think I told, oh, okay. Let's just pull out everything that I have going on over here. Another finish I did was not for me, but I do want to keep it. As I mentioned in one of my last videos, I had brought back a stack of finishes of Marcy's and told her that I wanted to finish them up for her. So the second one that I have finished for her, this is Trick or Treat. If you are interested in this, I forget the designer, but if you go on my Instagram, Stitching in Sequins, scroll back a few posts, and I posted details of this. I have it listed, the name of the chart and the designer. So I knew that this definitely needed a round frame. I wasn't originally going to put it in this frame because I just thought it was a little too tight, butting up, but it's hard to find round frames that are smaller sizes. You can find one super, super small for like a picture, a portrait, or they have large ones. This obviously is framed without glass because there is a key attached here and a little button and this bow. And I think it turned out adorable after all in this sort of primitive looking-ish frame. I had bought like 6 or 7 of these frames from Hobby Lobby last year when I was doing the Bad Neighborhood series. But this is perfect. I love, love, love this. So this will be going into Marcy's pile. I'm not sure which piece I will be doing next, but I will let you guys know. Some thrift store stuff, a glass flower frog. I would love to find a dish to put this in. Okay, out. Okay, you can tell me later. Out.
Not 40.
So, I would love to find something that this fits in. But I know I would have to have it with me to make sure. But yeah, not bad. I found another cloche as well. You could put like a little strawberry in there or something really small to display it. Now, why am I having all of these? What are these for? Okay. For the last few months, I have been collecting finishing objects. This cloche, the other one, some vintage looking items, because at the retreat in April here in Arizona, I'm going to have a table of these items. I will have the money going towards charity. So you pick something up, you make a donation. So I know since I've been able to find amazing little trinkets like that, and other people have expressed that they just don't have stuff like that in their area, I will bring a thrift store to you. So that's what I've been doing. And so I try to pick up 1 or 2 little things every time I'm out at a thrift store, thinking of, you know, how this could be repurposed for a finish. So, I picked up this actually pretty cool looking frame at Goodwill the other day. What was it? $3. I was ready to like pick it up, like that it had some heft. No, it's plastic. But I think it's amazing, and it would be super, super cool for some sort of finish. This is not a retreat item. I am still trying to figure out the specifics, the logistics for finishing items. I am thinking that I will have a listing for this up on 1884. I will obviously give you the measurement of what the size of this would be. If you have a piece that you would like framed in, then you would send me your stitched piece. I would finish this in and send it to you. So I'm just trying to figure out the specifics, the shipping, obviously probably in a priority box. So I need to pick up some of those today at the post office. But yeah, I haven't finalized anything. I haven't put anything up yet. I would be making an announcement on that, but that's what I kind of see for these. If you do have something small, I could easily finish it up, and then this would be an easy enough thing to turn around and send back. What are you doing? Okay, no candy, no nothing. What are you doing? Hold, please. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich made. So, okay. Beautiful Christmas cards. Again, this video, no rhyme or reason, at least right now. Beautiful Christmas cards. Miss Marlene, thank you so much. The Bee Sisters, really, there's nothing to say. Epic as usual. Definitely the first FlossTubers to send out cards like this, and it's truly, truly epic. Definitely the originals on that. Mary, my lovely friend, I have yet to meet, but she is coming in April. I'm so excited. Gin Cakes, love you, girl. And Lisa, my love. I pulled this card and I was like, oh, looks like she almost diamond painted the card. So I loved receiving all the cards. I definitely want to send out cards next year. I just need to make sure I get going early on that. So Mary, I will link her videos down below. She is into the same music scene that I am into, and on New Year's night I will be going to a huge electric dance music rave show. Thousands of people will be there. It's a huge thing here in Arizona, and where it's being held, it's held in a few other places, a couple other locations in the US, but the EDM scene is just huge all over the world. So I got tickets this year and I'm going. Joe's going down to his parents, so I'm doing this. And I've been asking Mary for advice and opinions on things, and so she made me some bracelets. It's just how it is, how the scene is. You kind of make something, be bracelets or something, and then you can actually give it away and then kind of collect them. So she made me a bracelet that says Sequins, Rave Nation, and Break Your Neck. So I will definitely be wearing these. And she also made me this as well. Now, this is, when I first got this, I pulled it out, so it was like this. And obviously it has like this pixelated look. And so like I'm holding it and I'm like, is it a gun? It would look kind of weird, like, but then it's like, okay, that's not really appropriate. So I knew that it was a necklace, so I put it on, and Cal is walking towards me, and obviously he's far away, and he's like, Mom, it's Michael Jackson. And I said, what? And he took it from me and backed up, and I lost it. So Mary has made this. It's on like the plastic canvas. I love this. And it's items like this that are also worn at raves. You can make them and give them away. This will definitely not be given away, and I will not be wearing this to the rave. I just don't want anything to happen. I don't want it to be lost, or heaven forbid this would break. So Michael will be staying nice and safe here. I'm gonna get him somehow to stand back there, but I love this so much, Mary. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Christmas card from Thesens, from Miss Marcy. Love this. I love this. New and improved, coming soon, early 2019. I love that they're embracing in the most positive way, you know, the reconstruction of their home. And Minnie sent me a card as well, Miss Minnie Gray, along with medical supplies for my bathroom. Is this a CPAP? Is this a CPAP machine? Her husband, Tom, wears it, and I guess has plenty of others. So this is going into the medical bathroom for sure. I laughed hysterically. Miss Abby, love you, sister. Love the card. Super, super cute. And then Miss Jen, Delicious Threads. That's my boyfriend right there, but he gets nervous when I talk to him. I have that effect on men. All right, I think that is all to show you, except for whips, new starts, and talking about plans. No, that's not. Do you guys, so at the New Year's rave thing, basically you just need to make sure your vag and your nipples are covered. Yes, that is the only rule at this. So people take that very, very literal and will only cover their hoo-ha and their nipples, like strips of electrical tape, and that's it. Now, you'd be like, McKenna, oh my God, you're people. Yes, exactly. So I will not be sharing here what I will be wearing, but you might get some sneak peeks of it on Instagram in a few days. So watch out for that. Shoes I will be wearing. You need to wear super comfortable shoes because doors open, I think, at 4 and the party stops at 3 a.m. So basically you just dance your butt off all night. You want comfy shoes. Let's just take them off. So I made myself a pair of comfy shoes. Now, McKenna, where'd you buy them? Nope, I made them for less than 10 bucks. I told Joe this though, and he got a little pissed because then he's like, well, then what am I doing buying $3,000 shoes? And I said, Joe, just stop talking. So a pair of Keds, Walmart Keds, for like $6, and the rhinestones are on here with E6000, and they're really like, it's almost like shoes that maybe you'd wear if you were like a builder, like the steel-toed shoes. I feel like this E6000 is going to be like a barrier. Like if someone steps on my foot, I'm not going to feel it. So did this a couple weeks ago, and didn't know how they would turn out, and I freaking love them. They are shiny. It's not quite picking up, but they are for sure. And I think they're gonna look amazing with all the lights and everything. So I've been wearing them in the house just to kind of break them in a little, see if it's rubbing on like my heel or anything, but I'm not having any issues whatsoever. If they hold up after, then I will just be wearing them regardless. Yeah, so I love them. Okay. Whips, plans, finishes for 2018. So let's talk finishes for 2018. I have a calendar that I keep in here, and that's how I keep track of my stitching. I'll write the start date on the chart, working copy, and then when I finish it, I just write it onto the calendar, and that's the easiest way then at the end of the year to know what I've finished. So actually, yeah, we don't need to turn. Okay. So January, actually I wrote down, which is actually really funny. 2016, which was when I started stitching, I had 14 finishes. In 2017, I had 28 finishes. I don't know how many finishes I've had for 2018, but when we're done, we'll count through and see. So in January, I finished Good Intentions. You guys all remember that. The shadow box, the spools. I entered it in the state fair and it got first place. I also finished in January Matter's Choice. Also finished it and put it in the state fair and it got no recognition. I did it on the Havana with 3750. And Trisha has yet to finish hers. Love you. February, I finished the Space Patch. That was a commission piece. I was actually asked to stitch that. For the space issue of Cross Stitch magazine. Jamie reached out to me and asked if I wanted to stitch it. There we go. So there is the patch that I stitched, and it is shown in the magazine. Pretty cool. That was my only finish in February. March, Garden of Erie. That I cheated and did not stitch the other the other cloud, which goes here, and I finished it onto just a regular painter's canvas and stapled it. I think this for 2018 is my most favorite way to finish, is just stretched on a canvas. Simple, easy. I think it, yes, I just scratched my boob. I don't think it works for all stitched pieces, but I think those that it does, it just makes a really kind of cool effect. So Garden of Erie, that is a Plum Street sampler piece. That month I was also commissioned to do a piece for a friend of mine for his sister's birthday. It was the Life Aquatic, showing the characters of the movie with Bill Murray. April, I stitched a small piece. It was a dove, and it was actually sent to Lori to be part of a quilt that was made for her in remembrance of her grandson that passed away. May, I finished Palmistry by Fairy Wool in the Wood. I also finished I'm taking credit for it, the logo for the FlossTube New Jersey retreat, and 4 Fat Friends. What was 4 Fat Friends? Fat Friends. I'm gonna have to look that up. 4 Fat Friends. I know some of you is probably just yelling at me. I'm gonna have to look that up. That must have been a Stitch and Give piece. I can't remember. June, I finished the Gilded Cage, the bird piece, which was my first piece that I stitched on, what, is that 56 count? No, 42 count, 43, 45, 46. I knew I'd get there eventually. So Gilded Cage, I did it with silks, kind of converted it. Oh, I did convert it. This is Carriage House Samplings. You guys all went batshit crazy for it. I love it. 4 Fat Friends. Now I'm totally freaking confused. July, I finished Virtue. Boop. Entered it into the fair. Got a big old FU. Let's see. August, Blossom House. That is boop, boop, boop. Prairie Moon. Blossom House. I did this in silks as well. Cute little fast little finish, and yes, I did mean to have more of a gap up here. Thrift store frame, finished up all of that. August, September was a good one. I finished my that came off of My Pretties. Smalls. Oh my god, I'm totally forgetting what these are. My Halloween. Oh, I made it into a pillow. Was this my first pillow? It was. I have them here, so might as well just pull them all out. So, again, see, I told you I should have grabbed these. So, My Pretties, this was my first, no, it was not my first pillow. I love it, though. Changed the colors on it as well. White Pumpkins. This was my first pillow. I stitched this along, but finished it first with my friend Cassie. White Pumpkins. Moon Witch. It's also a pillow. This is hand-dyed fabric by me. Which, thank you to the 2 people that bought hand-dyed fabric from me that I put up on 1884. I had dyed that over a year ago. I knew I wasn't going to stitch on it, and I put it up just to see, and people bought it. So thank you so much. That was really, really amazing. I know I got a ton of interest on this fabric. I'm going to try to figure out how to replicate this. So maybe I'll have some of this kind of orangey, pink, dark spot sometime in the future. And Moonlight. Which one was Moonlight? Moonlight was also a small. Moonlight. Oh, Moonlight is... this one? This was Moon Witch. Anyway, did this one as well. Didn't do the whole pattern. This is a primitive needle. Switched up the colors as well. So that was a finish. So September was the month of smalls and pillows. October, I did the Good Housewife Love. I did it really, really small on like a 40 count. It's on our kitchen table, and I framed it up. That was a finish as well. Haunted Hill House. Haunted Hill House. This is Homespun Elegance. Changed the colors up on that as well. I also found in my stash, I think, no, actually Ashley gave this to me. It's a coffin that opens up and has a skeleton in it, and it's actually the charm for some Just Nan. So I found that, put it with here, I'll attach it somehow. Theodora was also finished. I got this finished in Minnesota, and I frogged out a cat's tail that I had here because I did not stitch in the cat. So Theodora. November, my Bubble piece that I know I instigated a lot of people on, enabled a lot of people on to purchase as well. I know if you're interested in any of the designer names or the charts specifically, if you go to my Instagram, I have all of my finishes listed. So November was Bubble. And even this year, I was able to bust out 3 unexpected finishes. December 2nd, I finished Lady Simona. This is a piece from Manny Didana. On the 10th, I finished Minerva. Which again went into a pillow. This is a Kathy Barrick design. God, look at my damn mess. And on the 21st, just last week, I finished Master and Macabre. So let's see how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Virtue was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Bubble Bubble was 20. 21, 22. Master Macabre was 23. So 23. I feel like it was 22. $20, 21, 22, 23. 23 finishes in 2018. I'm saying that that's a total success based on the variety and sizes. I, did, look at this, 5 pillows. What? Who am I? I got Big Ass Virtue done. That's a huge success. And I stitched on new designers. So I am very, very happy with 23 finishes. Definitely a lot of work, a lot of hours. So I think even if you only got a couple finishes done for the year, if maybe you're a little more strapped on time to stitch, then your 1 or 2 finishes is a total success. So it's not a competition. There's no, rules of how many you need to get done. You work at your own pace and you stitch what you want. So I'm actually going to hang these up and make a little room. My plans for look at this, you guys get a butt shot. For 2019, I am not as crazy as my friend BS, but I will not be doing no new starts for the first 6 months of the year. I feel pretty confident that I can stick to it because I am definitely a progress stitcher. I want to stitch on things that I want to see hanging up on my wall. So pieces I have started since my last video. Midsummer Night Designs. This is Medieval Mermaid. I found this one of the second trips when I went to the attic. I believe this one may be out of print only because she, the designer, her computer crashed and they could not recover some designs. So those are lost. I don't understand why she just doesn't rechart it, because she probably has a copy of it or can get a copy. I don't know. Not the designer. Don't know. I first saw Abby Bella stitch this and I loved it. So I wanted to obviously get it started before the beginning of the year. The thing that kind of bothers me about this chart is super, super small. So you definitely need to increase the size of it. I mean, this is one sheet of paper, you can see, and that's the size of it. So I started at the top on this one and just made a huge copy of the top. Out. Nope. No. I don't know. Hug later. Go eat. Well, then eat something else, a yogurt, but don't come in here. I know, I'm ruthless. I know, I just told my kid no hug. So, blew up a larger copy, and what? I don't know. I think they were going out to lunch.
Charles said they were going to Raising Kings, and Dad said they're going to the bank.
Okay, well, they had a couple errands to run, honey. I don't know. I'm not in charge, Daddy. Kind of, I am, but shh, don't tell him. Wanted to do this in... I thought about doing it in multiple colors, but then decided that I just wanted a monochrome piece because it's easier. So, Belsois Slate. I'm having a feeling I'm going to have to get another gray, but kind of has a purplish undertone. And I am stitching this on a Silk Weaver 40 count Newcastle linen. It's called Purely Primitive. I got it in New Jersey during the retreat. I love that it's slightly modeled. And here is where I am. I love the variegation that's coming out with the Belsois Slate. The ship, and then I love the dead fish there. So yeah, that's where it is. It's going to be super small because this curly design goes all the way down, and I need to put it in probably here. So 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 inches wide. But I love it. So started on that. Oh my god, these threads are everywhere. And that was just a couple nights of working on that. So, I'm not going to say it's a quick stitch, but when it's one color it is. And that wave, the design, can kind of get a little cross-eyed. So after a little bit, I found that I needed to take a break. But not bad for a couple nights' work. Another piece that I started, Queenstown Sampler Designs. This is called Mexican Sampler 1850. I know I was enabled by Diana. I know Diana purchased this. Emily, do you have this as well? I love the quirkiness of it. I've been to Mexico several times. We traveled there a lot when I was younger. Would go 2-3 times a year. So love Mexican culture. And hello, Frida. I know this isn't Frida related, but yeah. Wasn't sure about the colors. Now, obviously gonna keep true, but when you are reading through, it's not just, you know, this symbol is this color and this symbol is this color. No, it is written out. So it's like, and I even had to write it out so I could keep it all straight. The symbol B is 3750 and 926. So this is the first time I'm having to blend threads. Letter A, it's straight up 2 threads of 3768. So I wrote through made this, so this is a lot easier. The one color I didn't have, so I just picked a similar blue. So I'll be using 3768, 926, which there's a very, very slight difference. 352, I know it seems weird, but it kind of goes in a weird way. And then 3750. I am doing this on a 36 count coconut. This in my Momily bag. And here is where I'm at. Headless girl, headless woman, her dress. So all of this here you would think is just one solid color, and it's not. It's two separate blues. You can't see it all that much, but you look at it close enough, you can see that there's a difference. I probably didn't need to do it, but I did. Where you can really, really notice it is with that fruit basket. I love how this looks. It's in her dress as well. And it's going to be in some other places. Got this weird looking monkey. So, Mexican sampler, Queenstown. What is it? Queenstown sampler designs. It's weird. I go between working on Q snaps and then doing hoops, but it's kind of like whatever I can find hanging around and in my stash. And been finding lately hoops I'm liking. I think just for the tension and the ease of it. So another piece that I have started, it's a secret stitch, so I can't tell you anything. It's by, the design is called, and it will be released in 2019. That's all I can say. I have a feeling these are going to be kind of my colors for it. I haven't really finalized on anything specifically, but I think this is going to be like the palette, but I'm not gonna, this is all I've got so far. This is Chamomile from, is it Crescent Colors? Shaker, one of them. It's not really important right now because you don't know what this is. So I see that it's off, but maybe it's not. And it's probably just the nope, it lines up. So yeah, just wait, y'all gonna lose your shit up in here. All right, so that is, I'm gonna close my door.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. My parents got the boys a Pop-A-Shot, like the basketball with the two hoops and you can play against each other. They got the one from Costco. Fantastic. So Okay, so that's what I have started since the last time. Now, let's do a whip parade and see what I have to work on during the first 6 months of 2019. I was even in the attic the other day and somebody asked, have you finished the part skeleton, half woman? No, not yet. Now and then. Primitive hair. If you're looking for a copy, stay tuned. I know if I just sat down and freaking did it, I could get it done in not that long. I have like a little band of flowers up by her head that would probably take me all of about like 15 minutes to stitch. And the rest, nope, that's not it. The rest that I have to stitch on her is her sleeve, parts of, not this dark, it's in pencil, but this light portion here and this. This is where I'm at. It's like, Jesus woman, just get it done. So skeleton side is complete, but I just have her to do, I think I got burnt out on it because this is the piece that I took over the summer. I was working on it in the car and got the top half done, and then Joe said, hey, if you can finish the bottom half, I'll buy you a pair of shoes in Vegas. Didn't finish it, but I got 2 pairs out of him in Vegas. No shoes for Christmas, but I'll be going to Vegas in early January, so stay tuned. So yeah, this, no-brainer, done for 6 months. I mean, this is probably just like not even a week's worth of night stitching. So now and then it doesn't fit in there, so she's in my homemade Frida bag. What else do I have? This bag was gifted to me the FlossTube retreat in Austin. I forget who gave this to me, but it's a perfect size for Halloween at Halk Run. Love this. I don't know if I'll get this done. I mean, I would like to have this done for... So, when I look at all my pieces, what's a big piece that I would like done this year to enter in the fair? I don't know if... Obviously, Now and Then would be in competition with this. Bigger than 12 inches, both of them. But I don't consider that a huge piece. This is what I consider like a huge piece. What's the biggest piece that you have going in your whip pile that you could possibly get done in 2019 for the fair? This. It would definitely be a lot of work. Is it doable? Absolutely. But again, I don't want to work 6 straight months on this. I want to dabble in everything. So I'm not going to stress if this is not done for this year's fair. So where am I at? See, I don't have a little... Where's the tag? Oh, right here. Properly primitive linen. This is a 40 count, 1/2. And this is where I am at. So, oh my god, that water was a bitch to do. And the tombstones. I am not stitching in. There was, let's see, the coffins themselves around them were stitched in. I'm just lazy and not going to do it. So that's where I've decided to stop. But I love the, on the mummy. The threads. Dracula's face. So that's where I'm at. I started up here on the kind of cemetery tree faces, and that's where I'm at. I did realize, so every piece is, you can see, is framed in black. You skip a line and start. I have seen that I have not done that. I've just butted them up against each other. And I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine. So, yeah. That's where I'm at on Halloween at Hawk Run. I'm not kitting up all the colors. I do it block by block. So these are, I got this container at the dollar store, and I keep the threads in here for each block that I do. It's just a little more manageable since I kind of work off my master set. So, Halloween at Hawk Run. Next I have, this will be something I finish as well. This was the Blackbird Design Head Grow project bag. This was in the box of fabric that was sent to me. I found the pattern, or I got this pattern gifted to me. I matched up the threads. Here's the piece. And again, what is left would probably be a night or two of stitching. I could probably bust it out. So I definitely want to get this done because I love the idea of my stitches with some other stitchers' stitches. So that as well. I haven't worked on this handsome in a while. Long Dog Sampler. This is Opus Magnuson. I am starting off by doing it, stitching the outline of everything, UPS, with 806. I fell in love with the whole Havana color, dark deep blue with Matter's Choice. So when I saw this fabric in New Jersey, and talking it over with Jenny Cakes, I just knew that this is what I wanted to do it on. 22 count heart hanger, 1/1. And this is where I'm at, and I love it. So it's basically 3 squares by 4 squares. And then with all this detail, obviously intermixed. So just trying to get each little section finished off as I go. So I'm actually on, I started this on 8/10. Now I'm cutting off a lot of it, so this other section here is part of the chart as well, but this stitched without this and I loved it. I just want to focus solely on, you know, on the inner square. So I think it's gorgeous, but you don't need to do every single stitch that's on a chart. So that is obviously going to cut down a ton of time. But yeah, this is where I'm at. I love the detail. All this blue is actually supposed to be in basically black. And there's so much, you know, you can see how much there is. It's definitely still showing the detail around, you know, the peeping Tom guy's eyes, and with this kind of Celtic knot design. So that's why I'm doing it in this blue first. When it's all done, if I decide that, hey, it needs a color, maybe 3 colors, then I will go back, decide, and then go in and fill in. But I won't decide that until the very, very end. So this is a piece as well. Again, another fair piece, but not for this year. All right. What else? Beasties, Courtney collection. Had Epiphany at Stitchville, USA. That I know random places that you get these little epiphanies. I was looking through their collection of Courtney collection charts and thought, yeah, I'm kind of over Beasties. I'm not going to finish it. So I started this on 5/15/17. I'm doing it in 5/35 dark gray. And this is where I am at. So I have done, remember I had messed up. Oh, it's not tall enough. The fabric, I started too high. So this bird here is not included in the stitch. So I've done the bat. Have I done the camel? I have done the camel. The bird, I did. I don't know if I added in... See, I don't even remember what I've stitched. This is Jim. But I am cutting it off. Basically, I would have like 3 more pages to go, and my heart's just not in it. So why stitch it when you're not in love with it? It's okay. If nobody's gonna know unless you come to my house and you're a stitcher and you know this chart and you're like, hey bitch, you didn't finish the chart. Okay, but somebody non-stitcher is not gonna be like, hey, you pussied out, you didn't finish the whole thing. So looked on my copy, figured out how much I need to finish, like the end line. And again, really don't have that much. So I had run out of the 5/35, so this is the crocodile's tail. I need to fill in all of this, which again, easy, mindless, fast stitching. And the bottom part. So again, not a lot of stitching. Could totally get this done in a reasonable amount of time. This fabric is Wicked Garden. It's a 32 count Jobelin from Color Cascade Fabrics. So I'm just really excited about getting a lot of these bigger ones done. Yeah, I don't have a ton of whips, but it's like if I can get a lot of progress done on Hawk Run Hollow or opus, I'll be thrilled. And if I can get these, you know, now and then, and the Blackbird design one done, and this finished in the first 6 months, again, huge success. Here I have my other secret. I can't show you. I want to show you, but I can't. Again, this will be not the Momily bag. What is in the Momily bag will be a exclusive. No, I can't say that because you could buy it from them directly. But exclusive US only available charts. Stay tuned. And what's this last one that I have? See, I don't have any whips. I don't. Oh, this one. Totally forgot about this one. Prairie Moon. The red and the black. Cassie and I started this. Cassie, where are you on this? I know it's weird because she's done... We started on opposite. Like, she started the top and I started the bottom. Or I started the top, yeah. What's this? Oh. I am doing... I just thought for a second it was oriented wrong. I thought I just did a Michelle. I am doing it black, anchor black. First time using anchor black. And gold for the accents. So love this. I think I had stopped working on this because the fabric is a little looser and it wasn't holding its tension good enough in a Q-snap. So this is definitely going to have to be a hoop. But I love this. I would put this in the fair. I would put that in the fair for sure. So, oh, what am I using for the gold? The Accentuate gold. I also have red and the black too. So, okay, is that it? That's all the whips I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 whips. I'll write them down too, because then at the end of 2019 I can see what whips I had going into 19 from 18, and then see which ones I finished or got a lot of progress made on. But I think 10 is a good amount of, it's good enough for me. I can never be like BS. Starting, totally commend her. She is, you know, and Abby, total badass being able to start so many things. But see, I'm not that kind of stitcher, like to start everything. I want to see progress made on them. But again, I think with Michelle's termination, she's gonna be able to get a shit ton of those done next year. So I'm totally rooting her along. I put in the pool that she will not cave. Girl, you better not, because I want a damn prize. So yeah. I kind of feel like going through my charts and kind of pulling out one more and deciding on right now another start. Sure, let's do it. We don't have anything to do. All right. So let me pull. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Instagram live this. Never mind. All right. So that's going to be an Instagram live thing. Sorry to put your hopes up, but next video, I will get back to you on what new piece I decided to start. All right. Okay, so I think that is it. I think I've covered everything. Nice long video. New things coming to the shop, 1884stitchery.com. Again, thank you guys so much for those that have purchased, repurchased. Very, very exciting. I have so many great ideas for the store coming next year. And just fingers crossed everything works out. I have been approached by fellow stitchers wanting to kind of destash their collection of charts. So thank you to those people that have reached out to me. And I've put those items up. So make sure you kind of check out the store daily, but the best is to follow me on Instagram, 1884stitchery. I will make posts of new items being listed so you kind of get an update and stay in the know, as well as on Facebook, 1884stitchery. You can follow me there as well. So if you have one but not the other. So I am waiting on the secret stitch that I showed you guys, that I will be able to sell. I'm waiting for a huge shipment of items to arrive. So I will be making a huge announcement. So watch me on both of those fronts. When those do come, I'm super excited. And so happy how everything has worked out. I'm really excited to bring you these designs. You've seen them from a few people, and they're just beautiful designs, and I'm so excited to be what I think the only person in the US carrying them in a shop. And that's what I want with 1884, is to carry designers, items that you're not going to see in your brick and mortar LNS or on other LNS websites, just to be a little different, because that's who I am. And I totally embrace being different, and I know that I'm different. And it's like, you love me or you hate me. But if you love me and you stick with me, I'm going to try to bring you some amazing things. And with amazing things, I will either get these up maybe today. I will try and see. But if not, tomorrow. I will be carrying primitive hair. Now, you're saying, well, that's fabulous, love primitive hair, but what's kind of so special about that? Primitive hair has a ton of amazing charts. We all know this. I'm going to try to carry the lesser known, not so much seen, maybe a little more quirky charts, not the everyday popular ones that are seen. So I was also told when I shared this in kind of my little circle of friends, that's great, charts are fabulous, but you need to carry some of her fabric. So I have fabric available. I'm going to be listing Old Massachusetts 40 count, Old Salem linen in a 30, Old New England in a 35, and yeah, so gorgeous, smells so good, like coffee. So those will be going up as well as charts, and these fabrics will be found under the primitive hair listing, not with the fabric listing. Charts that I will have up, again, I will make an announcement on the Facebook group and on the Instagram group when these do go live. So I've decided to carry, again, you can get this anywhere though, the Black Pearl. Michelle has started this. She started this a couple months ago and has totally changed the conversion of it, and it's amazing. I think it's beautiful. I love the long flowy red hair. And I think it would be really cool to do, actually, is it for beads? No, it's not. I think what would be really cool, Michelle, can I give you an idea? These little here to do, you could do beads. I think that that would be really, really kind of cool little accent to do. So Black Pearl will be available. My personal favorite, you can stitch it and burn it and enter it in your fair. Devil's Run. When the thunder breaks the silence, the devil runs across the skies. And he has a belly button. Yeah, he does. So, yes. I also picked up a few copies of Now and Then. This would be total, if you did the other side and stitched it and made it a flap, you would totally, this would be, I want to say it'd be a guaranteed blue ribbon at the fair, unless you got some messed up judges like I do and just wanting to get it. But you can get this too and stitch along with me. Here I have Whimsical Advent Calendar. I know we're just past Christmas, but everyone that says they want to do Christmas ornaments, you can get a start on it. So, picked up a couple of those. And Yule Queen. Again, another bendy stitchy chart. And I think it would be cute to do the snowflakes all in like white beads. I think that that would be just a really cool, unique touch, especially the snowflake that is on falling down across her dress. I think that that would be really cool to kind of do it in beads. So those are the primitive hair fabrics charts that I have ordered that I will be putting up. So keep your eyes peeled for when all of that gets listed. I will be getting a new shipment after the first of the year for all my Gira charts. And what else do I have? A couple Barbara Anna charts, River Drift House, and the French Desire Pierre, I forget, but it's that Childhood Memories African American chart, which I had a feeling would be popular, and it totally was. So the thing though with that distributor, I I can make an order, and I will be making an order, but they are not working on filling orders until like a week after New Year's. So, so hold off, just be patient, find something else to stitch in the meantime, and I will be making a huge order for all of those charts as well as some Ellen Chester with my needle. I sent off an email to her this morning to get out of print or out of stock charts from her back in stock, along with some new charts from her as well that I do not have available. That's it. That's all I got. I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit here and then go on Instagram and we'll find one more chart to do. Thank you guys so much for always watching me. 2018 definitely was exciting in the stitching community, whether it be new friends that I made, seeing new friends, meeting old friends again, the retreats, just all the love, be it gifts or cards, followers on Instagram, followers on here, and then obviously the launch of my store. This community is amazing. A ton of people say that again and again, and it really is. And I think that that's really important these days when it's kind of always hard to, you know, find some positiveness. You know, you can come, you know, to the stitching community and you're going to find it. So I hope you guys, whenever you watch this before the end of the year, have a fun and safe New Year's. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which really doesn't give you a whole lot of options left. And I will see you guys next year. Bye.